Hey there, it's Coach Curl here, and welcome to this episode of the Coach Curl podcast. The reward is in the journey. Now, we've been really stoked with some of the feedback that we've been getting. We're really stoked around the increase in listens and the increase in our subscriber base. And this week's episode responds to some feedback that we received from Tiffany, who hails from Henderson in Nevada. Now, she provided us some feedback, but the bit that we'll focus in on is in relation to the result is the relief. I'm more interested in knowing how to get the result. I just can't get what I aim for. Now, there's many people out there chasing an outcome. They're chasing a result, and they feel the same way, Tiffany. They consider that they're working hard. They consider they have the ability, they have the skills, but they're not getting the result. They're not winning in their eyes. And because of that, they consider themselves to be unsuccessful. So let's dive into that. Let's unpack that a little bit. Firstly, what I want to point out is that not everyone wins. So in the Super Bowl, we only have one winner. In an NRL Grand Final, we only have one winner. For any sporting achievement, we usually have one winner. For every industry, we have an industry leader. For every successful business, we have many that flounder. So not everyone can win. So it depends in many ways what we classify as winning. So not everyone can win. In the Super Bowl, both teams have worked hard all year. Both teams showed commitment and discipline, but we can still only have one winner. But that doesn't mean they haven't been, the runner-up hasn't been successful. Often it's how we define success that's the culprit. Not every app goes global. Not every post goes viral. Not every YouTube video gets watched. In fact, and more so in the online space, success is glorified. It's in a very glorified space. It seems that virality and success and on the online world is a very rare thing. It's rare. Success comes in the journey. Success comes in making you the best that you can be. You know, I'm always reminded of the time I saw one of the Awesome Foursome, an Australian rowing team, and he spoke at one of the events that I attended, and he shared some secrets around their Olympic gold medals. Now, when they trained to standards. The goals they set were around performance. Things like rowing pace, strokes per minute, time splits. Their goal wasn't to win a gold medal. Their coach had set the standards for them, and they were challenged to hit those marks. They worked to a plan. They worked to those time splits. Everything was geared towards standards, both team and personal. So when the race hit off, they had a plan. They knew they had to go out at certain strokes per minute. They knew that come this mark in the race, they had to up the ante. They focused on the process. And by doing so, they ultimately won the gold medal. There are so many variables involved in winning a gold medal. All you can do is focus in on your own performance, as the Awesome Foursome did. They focused in on their plan. They focused in on strokes per minute, time splits. And because they were able to focus in, they were able to succeed. Now, I'm sure behind the scenes, the coach had obviously done a lot of work around times and process needed to win a medal. But the goal wasn't the goal. The gold medal wasn't the goal. They focused on the process, and in return, they won the gold medal. So what is success, Tiffany? What do you define as success? What do you define as winning? You know, I'm reminded also about Freddie Patashia when he retired from the World Surfing Tour in 2015. He retired at Trestles in California, and I I was watching live, and I remember this quote like it was yesterday, where Freddie said, "Some would say I haven't achieved my dream, but I've been living my dream." So some would say I haven't achieved my dream, but I've been living my dream. Your journey is what motivates you to be the best you. It's the milestones, it's the work, it's the action, it's the behaviours that drive us. And in turn, we get rewarded along the way. That's what makes us great. And maybe that's what success looks like. It's the journey. Now, my podcast numbers pale in comparison to someone like Joe Rogan, right? As I think 95% of podcast numbers would pale in comparison to Joe Rogan, but that doesn't change my interpretation of success. That doesn't stop me from doing my podcast. Just because I'm not winning in terms of numbers, in terms of monetary return based around my podcast. That's not how I define my success. Our numbers are growing. Our engagement is growing. And if any other podcast host compared themselves against Rogan, no one would ever do a podcast. Now, podcasting is a challenging enough space as it is, because most podcasts don't get past 10 episodes. And there's probably multiple reasons for that. They want a quick return. They think it's going to be an easy success, but ultimately it isn't. So it's how you define success. It is how you define success that's the key. The success to me is in being the best you. So the success is in being the best you. And the reward is in the journey. Tiffany, I hope that's helped you understand and my thoughts around winning, success, and having a real red hot crack at being the best person that you can be. I just want to thank our sponsors, Think and Grow Business, the home of the Think and Grow Business Mastermind, and also the place where we improve the performance of people in business. Check it out over there at thinkandgrowbusiness.com.au. I've got a fantastic team behind me, and we're really focused on adding value to people in business. Buy my book. It's available at Amazon.com, and I would love you to buy my book. 20% of that book goes to help the amazing people at Carter's Cause, at carterscause.org.au. We've raised some very good funds for the team at Carter's Cause. So thanks for listening to the Coach Curl podcast. I hope that you've taken some fantastic value out of today's session. Remember, success is in being the best you. The reward is in the journey. And don't ever forget the golden rule. Just don't be an arsehole. Until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.